Hello, everybody. My name is Alex, and I'm here with Guillaume and Lorien from Soundful Interactive. They're the people who created Expedition 33, Clair, Obscur. Lorien is the composer. Guillaume is the director of the company. And I'm so glad to be here with you guys and talking about the music about this game.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you. Real pleasure to be here.
Sure. And by the way, this is a game that I've just finished. And I just want to say, well, I will send you guys the invoice for my therapy sessions. It's a very...
Actually, you're not, we received some messages like that. It's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
Like,
can help.
For those watching this video, I would suggest watching this interview after you've beaten the game, because there's maybe some spoiler talk. Because I really want to ask you guys about anything in relation to this game. But I'm mostly going to talk about the soundtrack. And the first thing that I want to talk about is, as someone who works in games myself and I make music for games, I really quickly learned that the quality of a soundtrack, of course, is given by the skills of the composer, but those are multiplied by the director's input. Meaning, if the director's input is negative, then the skills, get kind of turn the tone down, and soundtrack is not as good. But the director's quality of direction can really heighten a product and make a soundtrack even better. And I think what happened in this case is, like, Guillaume, you found like some diamonds when it comes to each member of this team. And your direction, I think, and your belief in them was especially elevated them to do their best work. So that's why I wanted you to be in this call as well, because I want to get the input from both of you guys when it comes to this soundtrack. And the first question is this. I know that, Guillaume, one of your favorite games is Final Fantasy VIII. Same
Absolutely.
for me, by the way. Like,
Good.
We must be the same age, I guess. Like, I'm from 92. What?
No, I'm 92 too. The same.
Okay, that was the year, like, of Final, like,
Yeah.
people our age played that game. And Persona and stuff like that. And as for Lorien, you instead come from Nintendo consoles. And so you played a lot of Zelda and Mario Party and Mario Kart and stuff like that, and Xenoblade growing up, right? So I relate to both of you guys, but what I want to know is, you guys come from kind of like opposed sort of like favorite games background. How did you guys go about merging those opposed sources of inspiration?
I can start briefly. Like, for me, it's not really opposite. Like, first, everything comes from Japan. There is
Yeah.
definitely like a very big Japanese aura in all these musics, and I think there is a touch with like where Japanese people are very, very strong is in melodies, especially like you take Nintendo or you take Final Fantasy. Like, it's always very powerful yet simple melodies. And it's really something I really, really like in soundtracks. And when I discovered Lorien's work on SoundCloud, like, it was really this essence. It's like very simple melodies, but magnified and made so beautiful with the arrangement and everything around it. So I think even if we didn't necessarily have the same gamer background, we had the same taste in what is essentially a good music. Because I just listened to what Lorien was doing, and it was just blowing my mind. So I don't think we ever had to have a discussion about aligning on the vision or anything, because it was also a will for us to make something unique and find our own music style. That's from my point of view.
It's really the same for me. Like, the biggest gift Guillaume give me is like the freedom to create what I love. And we never talk about you have to play Final Fantasy to do a soundtrack and stuff like that. And I think there are like a lot of common subject on the music of these two games. It's like a big world and a big adventure, whatever it's like Final Fantasy or Zelda. So the feeling of being part of something really big and being part of the journey is really at the heart of what we like together. So we have like really the same sensitivity on the music. So we don't talk too much about stuff like that.
That's amazing. Like, it's like you guys understand each other to a level that, goes beyond the superficial. So you're like, very good. So were there ever like, throughout like the you guys have been working on this game for 6 years, right?
Yeah, 5, I think.
5 years.
5 years. Throughout those 5 years, was there never a moment when your creative visions didn't align and you didn't agree on something
Yeah, not really.
Wow.
Yeah, so there are some tracks where I was pushing for them because Lorien didn't like them, and the same way in the other direction, like Lorien really was pushing for it,
Mhm.
and I liked them less. But essentially, it was just like nitpicking.
Yeah.
9% of the time we just align.
That's dude. Wow.
It's create like really cool story for each tracks. Like for example, the battle theme of Goblu. It was like in my draft, so I have like my SoundCloud playlist with like 300 songs, and this song was like at the bottom.
No way.
Yeah, and Guillaume one day told me, I like this one, let's put it in the game. So like if it was me, the song will not be in the game.
Yeah.
Lorien, you yourself almost did not put that track in the game? That's crazy.
Yeah, it was really a draft, what I do, and it's in the game now.
Yeah, I mean,
But-
I was just browsing through Lorien's draft. I put this music instantly, and it's funny because it is a reaction of every like people reacting to this music. Instantly, you listen to this and you're like,
Yeah, it's a banger.
yeah, exactly.
What like
This needs to be in the game.
okay, can you walk me through the process of like you creating that theme? What were your inspirations? What's up with that insanely like amazing bass line and the synthesizers?
Honestly, it's really a draft for me. So yeah, it's a bit hard to. I have like no influence on this. It was like, oh yeah, I want to try a really heavy slap bass sound for the battle team. So I write the bass first, and then I found this synth sound, and I put it in the song. But yeah, it was I think really fast to create this one, and I put it in the draft and didn't come back for like 2 years after. And then Guillaume listened to it, and I reworked it a bit later.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was mostly to have the full track after that. So yeah, it was really a lucky accident for me to have these tracks.
Yeah, dude, you freaking delivered. That's freaking incredible. I know you're a guitarist first, right?
Yeah, I'm guitarist first. It's my main instrument.
Do you play other instruments too?
I play a little bit of basses and a little bit of piano, but not at professional levels.
What about you, Guillaume?
I used to play the transverse flute for 10 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you playing on the soundtrack?
No. Lorien offered me, but my skills are too rough now. I could have like 10 years ago, but no. But I have a classical music background, but I stopped at like 18 years old. So it's been a while.
Wow, every game director that I talk to is usually like very like has many different type of skills, and I could have sworn like, oh, he must be a musician for sure. Like he must have had a past as a musician. But also like I really feel like to let someone like Lorien express himself the way he did, like you really gotta have a deep love for music and deep understanding, because like I really feel like this soundtrack takes risks sometimes, and you're like just really cool with it. And I feel like he must love music a lot. This guy.
Yeah. No, for me, music is super important for sure. Like it's a big part of my life in general.
So I want to ask you, in terms of like the tracks that you made, I have so many questions, but one that comes to mind right away. I was talking about this with a cosplayer friend of mine. His name is Leon Chiro. He played this game 100% completion. He's obsessed. And then he's like, yo, I checked their website and they have like the dog there, the office dog, and his name is Monoco. And I was like, oh yeah, I remember that. Like I checked it on the website. And then Leon basically said, yeah, and the Monoco theme starts with bow, bow, bow. Is that like a reference to the fact that your dog is named after the character?
I don't really know. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Maybe my friend Leon is like seeing things. But okay, so I wanted to ask you guys, both of you, right? People have been very, very hyped about this game and its success, and it's freaking well deserved. Like it's one of the best games that came out in a very long time. But to achieve something like this is no small feat. You've been working on this for many years, but even before you started working on this game, you've been working on yourselves. Like Guillaume, you went through an insane journey to learn as much as you can when it comes to like game developing. And Lorien, you picked up guitar at 16, right? And then you started studying music and all the stuff, and you got to a place where you can actually write something like this. What was the spark that made you guys interested in picking up these adventures or careers, so to speak, from the start, from the very beginning?
I can start. Like for me, after university, I did a business university, so like I had a lot of doors open, but I was kind of like wondering if I should pursue video games or not. Like video games have always been my like number one passion, but I could also do other things, and like I didn't really know. So that's why I'm grateful to Ubisoft actually, because that's the company like I was basically chatting with them and just got along with a lot of people there, and that's how I started.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, like it was a bit too big for me. I didn't really feel like I could do what I want to do in this company, which is why I created Sunfall after that. But like for me, like the biggest, I think, turning point to really make Sunfall happen is just trying out Unreal Engine, because once I tried it out, I became completely addicted to making to just making games, and that was 6 years ago, and that's how Sunfall started. But just like realizing the things you can do if you are willing to put enough effort to learn with Unreal Engine just changed my life completely, and it became an addiction to create.
Have you, when you were a kid, did you, like, because you are one of the narrative writers for this game, right? Like you together with Jennifer, right? You guys wrote the story together. And were you, when you were a kid, a storyteller back then? Did you like write small books or tell your brothers stories or something like that, like your friends? Like how can you see a trace to that from your childhood?
Yeah, my dream when I was a kid was to be a writer. So I failed. I mean, now I make video games. But no, it was always about creating stories and creating worlds and characters. Like I've always been obsessed with that. And I was also actually making like small games on the RPG Maker.
Oh, me too, dude! I love that shit. I was too poor at some point to buy a PlayStation 2, so I was recreating Final Fantasy X on RPG Maker. Like I would buy like strategy guides, read the story, and recreate in RPG Maker, so that I could play it myself. It was
that's amazing.
Yeah, but yeah, either amazing or sad.
Making 10 was ambitious.
Dude, yes.
It's not the easiest one to remake.
No, and I had the whole, like, you know how Kimari could, like, learn people's skills? I had a whole mechanic to do that in RPG Maker. Anyway, this is super nerdy. We're not going to talk about this. Lorien, what about you? Like, when did the desire to make music begin and why?
So yeah, I started music at 16. Like I found an old guitar in my grandma's house. So she gave it to me at 16, and then I learned guitar for 3 years on my own during my school years.
Yeah.
After that, I do like a 3 years music school after my baccalaureate, and after that I become a guitar teacher. I think something for 3 years too. And on my free time, I write music for games. Like a portfolio style in all the different style of video games. I write song. And so I create my portfolio and Guillaume found it one day. But yeah, it was, sorry. I think the desire come from all the hours I spent listening to soundtrack of video games. When I was a guitar teacher, like I really often listen to so many soundtrack during the night. So to get me sleepy, I listen for 1 hour or 2 hours before sleeping all the music. So it gives me the desire to create my own.
Dude, this is uncanny on so many levels, because like first, dude, I don't know if you guys have read you probably haven't, Lorien, because you haven't played Final Fantasy, right? But Guillaume, have you read the Nobuo Uematsu biography by chance?
No,
okay.
I don't.
It was only published in French. I read it, and he talks about how he got interested in music, and it was kind of similar. Like he found a guitar at I think it was either his grandfather or his uncle or something like that, brought it home, and then started fumbling with it, and then he became like completely engrossed into music. So that's amazing, like the similar start. Okay, what would you say are your top 3 soundtracks, guys, outside of Expedition 33, of course?
That's a top one. Go ahead, Lorien. I need to think.
Well, I really hate ranking stuff, so it's so hard for me to do that. Yeah, I really hate that.
Yeah.
So yeah, there are like a lot of soundtrack I like, but I don't want to talk about top 3, something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, to give like a bit of soundtrack I love Zelda Wind Waker soundtrack. I love Xenoblade Chronicles. Maybe more the 2 and the 1 than the
Yeah,
third,
me
but
too,
yeah,
dude.
But yeah, there's really a lot of good songs in the third too. But yeah, maybe Xenoblade 2 and so many others. I really love Joe Hisaishi music. Yeah, so pretty inspiring for me to have to hear what he do. And
Yeah,
Guillaume,
same.
if you want.
Yeah, but I don't have a ranking either because anyway, it's a lot
You
of
can
very
say
different
3
stuff.
that you really like.
Persona 3, Nier 1, Journey, but also Final Fantasy 8 and 10.
Dude.
And
Yeah,
Devil May
that's
Cry,
really
also Devil May Cry 3 and 5 have. But Devil May Cry, it's more like there is like 1, 2, 3 very big banger in each soundtrack, and the rest is just okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Too
Cool.
many.
Dope.
Yeah,
All right. I want to ask you guys about the soundtrack from Expedition 33 specifically. Let's just move into that. But before I do, great taste in video game soundtracks. The soundtracks you guys love are the same ones that I love. And with Final Fantasy VIII, dude, you know the landing? The piece? I spent like 200 hours recreating that when I was trying to learn how to write orchestral music. That taught me a lot. It's one of my favorite pieces I've ever made. Okay, guys, about the Expedition 33 soundtrack. Are there some parts of the game that you started to see differently or perceive differently after you heard Lorien's music for them, like a cutscene or a boss fight or even like a character moment?
It's more in the writing. When writing the final version of the script, like some scenes I was just listening to Lorien's music when writing, and just like with the music, like it kind of everything flew together, and the writing kind of wrote itself. And in the end, it's usually the music I also put in the final cinematic of the game, and just because it was written with this music in mind, literally, it just ended up in the game. So I think it helped more on the writing side to have the music.
That is one thing I definitely observed. Like I really felt like the cutscenes in general have like leave music time to breathe and express itself. Like I've noticed sometimes with some of the people I work with, like they don't have the expertise, and I have to tell them like, hey, can you actually, leave some space for music? But was that something that you guys just got instantaneously, or was that some back and forth? You're like, hey, can I have some few seconds more? Or like how did that come to pass?
I think it really depends. Like for some specific cutscenes, we worked together. I mean, Lorien worked on making a custom track. Like for example, some scenes towards the end. But for the rest of them, usually it was very simple. Like I do a lot of cinematics. We have a very small cinematics team, and usually I just put the track I want first, and then I edit everything, and then of course like I retweak the music later. But in general, I feel like it kind of came naturally.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like it's very important also to leave enough room to breathe. So the music is not always there, but when it's there, it really, really hits. So yeah, as you said, like to let things breathe also.
Yeah. I love that you did that also with the characters themselves. Like ever since like Marvel has been putting out so many movies, people have lost I think people have lost the art of like showing instead of telling, and also the art of letting uncomfortable emotions sink in for a while. Expedition 33 really is like, no, you're gonna sit in this, feel this shit, and then we move on. And it's really cool that you guys did that.
For the cinematics, the inspiration was definitely more towards like cinema and even like independent cinema, in terms of building rhythm and tension and everything.
Right. Lorien, how did you come up with the sound for the music of the Gestrals?
Yeah. So I tried to have a lot of fun for the Gestrals. So they're really like goofy, and I'm in love with the comedic writing of the Gestral. I really love what the script is for the Gestral. So for this one, I try to write music like if it was them that write the music. So like something a bit raw, a bit playful, and a bit surprising. So it was like my main concept, and then I try stuff on the music to follow that childhood joy to play with toys.
So you basically made like you did method acting. Like you were like, I'm gonna be a Gestral myself, and then I'm gonna write.
Yeah, and I become a Gestral now.
Dude, that's amazing. That like you, honestly, like the instincts that you guys have, you know, Lorien, like your musical instincts and the idea of like, okay, let me cook, let me actually write like a different battle theme for each area and all these different exploration themes and whatever. And Guillaume, like for you, you're like, yeah, I'm not gonna put the exploration map on top of the screen because that leads the players to not actually explore. I'm like, these are like really specific instincts that feel like the instinct of someone who's been working on games for a long time and understands the implications of these things on a very deep level. But this is like your first big game project that you develop, right? So it's mind-blowing that you guys already know a lot of this stuff. Like this idea of method acting when writing music, for example. I was at a Bear McCreary masterclass in Prague like a few weeks ago before his concert, and I asked him a question on like how he writes his themes, like the God of War theme or something. And he's like, well, my secret is that I do method acting. I feel like the character and then I write the music. So that's basically what you did with the Gestrals. And it's amazing that you're like, oh yeah, you just got it. You just know. Like I'm like freaking mind blown, man, at the instincts you guys have.
I think it's the fact that we are all hyper passionate about the project and just want to give everything into the project helps a lot because it's really just a project of love and passion for us. So yeah, no holds barrel.
And yeah, it was like it's also because it's my first opportunity and my first chance to create the soundtrack that I really like give it all to don't have regret on it.
Yeah.
And like with Guillaume, we played like really so many video games during all your life. So we really feel when it's good to play when you're in the game. You know when it gives you something in the art.
Absolutely, dude. But like I have to like it has to be said. Like this is one thing that cannot be stated enough. In my opinion, like the incredible success of this game, of course, like the sales and the popularity is like that's amazing. The French president like giving you a thumbs up and giving you a nice message. I'm like, who like that doesn't normally happen, right? This is like insane. But for me, the biggest success when I think of this game is the fact that you guys very clearly set out to make the game you wanted to see get made. You didn't get swayed at all by like, oh, we should add this mechanic that is very popular now, or we should write music in this genre because it's very popular or whatever. You're like, no, we're gonna do the thing that we set out to do, and that's exactly what you did. And to have that level of confidence, belief, and motivation is like very rare. So that for me, that's the biggest success. That honestly, I'm very grateful for as a gamer because again, I haven't played a game like this in a long time. The last time I felt the way this game made me feel is probably Final Fantasy X. And that was a long time ago. Guys, I wanted to do a thing. If you guys are fine, we can try this. I basically have a bunch of tracks and I cut some small chunks out of them. These are my very favorite, in no particular order, favorite chunks of music from this game. And I would like to do a listening session with you guys and ask you kind of how they came to be. Would you be down to try that?
Yeah, sure.
Let's listen to this together for a second. This is one of my favorite bits. So, what the fuck, bro? Like, dude, that's one of my favorite tracks, obviously. That's everybody's favorite track.
Yeah,
but
it's not a big surprise.
No. I mean, I heard this one in the trailer, and I heard Victor right away. I'm like, okay, well, this soundtrack is gonna bang. They got Victor Borba, what the fuck? The thing I love a lot about this track, which this track is super long, and it teases you throughout the game. The first time you meet Renoir and fight him, you hear the instrumental version, and then as you go through, you actually hear the words, and if you speak French, you're like, oh shit, this guy is like maybe not really like a bad person necessarily. He's like desperate. The thing I love a lot about this, well, this is Alice singing and Victor, right? And then you on the music. You guys are like some monsters of music, and somehow you're able to like leave space for all three, and this track slays. And I love there's some slight differences. For example, in the way that the guys sing, like Victor and Alice over here. I love that Alice is like, oh, yeah, and it's kind of sustained, but Victor ends a bit earlier with that sort of like scream at the end. And it's like, he cannot take it anymore, right? It feels like he's method acting Renoir in a way. He's despair and everything. Did you ask Victor specifically, I wanted to really sound extremely like distressed, or did he just understand the assignment?
Yeah, the two of us really understand the assignments. They're really like two dream vocalists for me. So for this track, I write the lyrics first and then share it to them. Alice write the vocalist parts. So it was really a contrast between like the Clair and the Obscur and the two characters. So it was really important to feel like all the love and the anger and like to feel everything at this moment to hit the right emotion that the characters is traveling. So yeah, it's because we have like two dream vocalists that the song is feeling like that, so powerful. So yeah, I'm really grateful to them to sing on the song.
It's yeah. What was your reaction, Guillaume, when you heard this? Do you remember?
Yeah, of course I remember. I had chills completely. And actually, if you want to know, the cutscene, like the transition cutscene that happens at the very, very last boss, I was listening to this on repeat. I just made my own little loop of like 40 seconds and just was listening to this nonstop. This is the best loop. And I was pushing for it to be in the first trailer very, very hard.
Yeah.
Just because I just love it. It's brilliant. It's very simple yet so cool.
It tells the story of the entire game, kind of, because you can, continuer à t'aimer, reviens. Like you can think those words of Gustave as well, right? Like you fucking love this guy. He's gone. Please come back. Or Aline and Renoir, or Renoir and Matt. Like this kind of relates to everyone. And it's such a freaking banger. Also, Lorien, so you've wrote the lyrics. So did Alicia write the melody for the lyrics?
It really depends. Usually it's Alice Duperpercier who writes like the majority of the vocals of the games. Mm-hmm. And sometimes on a different song, she's inspired by what I wrote before, some melody on the cello, something like that. But yeah, usually it's her who creates the singing melody. But yeah, I write like all the lyrics of the game before, and she put the lyrics in his vocal lines.
Okay, another moment I freaking love in the soundtrack is obviously this. Dude, what a freaking masterpiece, man. Like, Jesus. Was this the first theme you wrote for the game?
No, it wasn't the first theme we wrote, but like it's the legacy of the first song. The first song I wrote for Expedition 33 was Lettre à Maël. And Lettre à Maël, like, give birth to Aline Theme. And Aline Theme give birth to Alicia. So yeah, it's like the legacy of the first song. But yeah, honestly, I see this song like a gift for me. It's really that. It's I already tell the story, but it was like a really special night. I was looking for a dance video, and the dancer was really looking like Alicia. And the video was really moving for me, so beautiful, so special. And so I write the theme when I look into the video on my screen share. So yeah, it was really in one night I wrote like all the music on the dance video, and I feel like really, really happy, and really it was like a special moment for me. And then like the tomorrow morning I share the song to Alice, and it was the same thing for her. She like sing like his melody is surreal for me, and it was like really fast too. It was like one morning and it was done. So yeah, I see it like a gift for us and for the game. And when I shared it to Guillaume, it was like really obvious that it's like the first thing we want the player to feel, and when you open the game, you have this song, because it's like the whole Clair Obscur is in it.
Yeah.
I can share my experience also with this music. I received it, and I was literally like, my jaw was on the floor. Like after 2 minutes of listening, I was like, is this one of the best songs I've heard in my entire life? Did this just happen? And it's like, yeah, we knew it was the main theme. It's just like, it's my favorite. I have a lot of favorite songs in this game, but this takes top one. It's very, very, very special. And it shows also when the players just start the game and just start listening to Alicia in the main menu. It's incredible. Like it's a masterpiece. And Lorien said it's a gift to him, but for me, it's a gift to the world. Really, it's so incredibly special.
Very few games are able to do that. They capture you so much from the starting screen, you know. And I especially love the note where she goes da 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 da. Kind of feel like, oh, like a misstep, like, oh, pain is coming, and it does. It's really cool. And then in the same soundtrack, right, you meet this turtle called Francois, and his theme is like a freaking Madonna or whatever. I'm like, those arpeggios. I'm like, these are making me think of Madonna songs. Like, how did that happen? Did you know you were writing for Francois, or is that a theme you wrote and then you guys decided to use it for Francois?
It's really close to the story of Rain from the Ground, the song for Goblu. It was like a draft. I have fun doing it like one night, and we forget about it like for 1 year or two, and we put it on Francois after. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I was trying stuff like funny. It wasn't like I don't have like ID for this song before. It was like I create it and see what happens.
Amazing. About the Expedition 33 soundtrack, how did you initially approach creating the musical identity for the game? And did you make some choices to like avoid specific instruments in order to create an even stronger identity or something like that? Were there some rules you set for yourselves? For example, I've noticed like there's not a lot of electric guitar solos until the very end on the Renoir like boss battle theme, where like the Lorien just slays this insane solo that portrays Renoir's pain. But throughout the rest of the soundtrack, there's not a lot of guitar solos, right? What was your approach, generally speaking, to like paint the whole picture of this soundtrack?
We don't have rules for the soundtrack, so it's more one song by one song. I will create what I think is the best for the characters or for the level. So it's really the world and the story that helped me to do that. So when I see the concept of Nicolas and the script of the game, it will like inspire me some instrument for the soundtrack. So when you show me Monoco, I will hear a tenor saxophone, and when you show me Gustave, I will hear a cello on it. So it's more stuff like that, but we don't have like any rules on the soundtrack.
Right, it's just pure intuition. And Guillaume, like when you hear these tracks, like, you know, you hear the Monoco theme and it's saxophone, like what was your reaction?
Just it's an absolute banger. I've been the biggest fan of the soundtrack for 5 years. I couldn't share how much it's cool because it was not shareable. But like I've been listening to the soundtrack on repeat for 5 years, and I just love it, and it's so varied. And as Lorien said, like we had no rules. I mean, Lorien had no rules, so it was just pure on intuition, and it just fits so well, and it's so surprising every time for players. not surprising to me anymore because I know every track by heart. But no, it's really for me it's really amazing, this freedom to create. It feels.
I mean, that definitely resonates, and that's one of the things that makes it such an amazing soundtrack, in my opinion. Like, I can't even begin to tell you how many times I had to like pause and be like, "Yo, this is a banger," or "Yo, this is gonna make me cry," or "Yo, like this is completely unexpected." And being a composer, I really pay attention to this stuff, and when this shit happens enough times, I'm like, maybe I picked the wrong career. Like this is like on a whole other level. The only other game that made me feel like this recently was Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. That and Expedition 33 are the two of the best soundtracks I ever heard, like in a long time. And one thing I loved a lot is how, and this is also seen in the track names on the soundtrack, how each area, right, has its kind of like its own musical culture almost. Like each area features tracks that are arranged in a specific musical language, specific instruments and stuff like that. And I love that there's no like, oh, this is the one exploration theme and that's the one that plays throughout the whole time. No, you have different exploration themes, and then you have battle themes that are unique to each area. How did you guys come to that decision?
It's the same. It was like, it wasn't really a decision. It was like, I'm right here from the start of the games. So I see everything, and Soundfall share me like the whole world and the whole script. So I can like create in my mind like the perfect set list, but what I really want to do. So at start of the game, I was telling me that I want a custom battle team and custom boss team for each bosses, and I want like 3 or 4 tracks for each environment to feel not repetitive and to guide the players through each journey. So it wasn't like it wasn't rule or decision. It was like more I think we need to do it to have something really immersive for the player and to tell the story of the game. But go ahead, Guillaume, if you want.
Oh, for me, it's just a testament also to Lorien's productivity of pouring out like incredible music, just like 5 times per week, and just like the fact that Lorien took on by himself, just okay, I'm going to do 1 battle theme per map. It's just not something that every composer would do. That's why I feel very blessed to have worked together, because I think it brings a lot to the game, and it helps for the repetitive aspect of the turn-based, like some things that can feel more repetitive if the song is always the same, to just have this completely different atmosphere in every single level.
All right, let's move to another track. So this was another moment that from the game that blew my fucking mind musically. It's this track right here. Like this, yeah. Like, I was talking before how you guys let the uncomfortable emotions sink in, and the beauty of them as well. And this plays like after Gustav's death, right? And you go in the world map, you have Verso in the party, you don't know who it is, you just know who you lost, not who you gained. And the world map welcomes us into feeling these waves of pain. How did this track come about?
Yeah, it was we decide together that we want to try to have like 3 songs for the world map. So 1 for Act 1, 1 for Act 2, 1 for Act 3. So it was really important track because I was a bit afraid it become repetitive in the game. It was really the main topic. I think it will be like the most listened song on the world map. So it was really important to have something a bit simpler, but she give a good mood, not a good mood, but like the correct mood for what the player is feeling. So I try to think what the player will feel after the Gustav's death and for the Act 2, and put it in music. there's like some work on the lyrics too to give some hints to the players.
No, I think it's just it's funny because some French players are a bit like if you listen very closely to the song and the lyrics and you're French, you get some very very big clues about what's going to happen. So if you're French, please don't pay too much attention if you haven't finished the game.
I've noticed that in the game in general. I'm like, oh, this game is speaking to you the entire time. Again, I speak French very little, so there'll be moments where I'm like, it's lost on me, and other moments I'm like, oh wait, okay, that's cool. I love that about the soundtrack. Now we should talk about the vinyl. That you guys are gonna have a vinyl of the soundtrack coming out soon. The soundtrack is actually available right now. You guys posted it for free on YouTube, which is amazing. There's also people on the comments from anywhere in the world thanking you in all kinds of languages. I love to see that. But also it's available on Bandcamp for like £8. I'm like, no, this one deserves to be sold for way more than £8. But you know, it's on there. But then you got the vinyl coming out soon. And what was your thought process for like choosing the tracks that they go on there?
It was a nightmare. It was a nightmare to choose a set list because I have like so many songs that I want in the game. Like when you think like all the character teams, all the main environment, all the battle team, like I was like already exceeding the time slot I have. So it was really hard for me to choose a set list. I think about it for 10 days, like every moment. So I'm really happy to the set list that I have created for the possibility I have for the vinyl. But yeah, I think all the songs I wanted on the vinyl are there. But yeah, I'm like so sorry for like the players. But if you want like one song and she's not there, it will be hard.
They can buy the soundtrack. They should buy the soundtrack. This deserves to be bought by any single person who played it, because honestly, this game, which is a banger game, was elevated by its soundtrack as well. So like I've read or heard on an interview that the dynamic between Verso and Monoco is inspired by the dynamic that Guillaume has with his brother in real life, right? That's a thing, right?
Yeah.
Are there parts of your life, Lorien, that like, or relationships you had that kind of made their way into the music you wrote or the lyrics you wrote, stuff like that?
Yeah, the full soundtrack.
Wow.
Yeah, sure. Like the lyrics give me like such a power to share like my emotion and what I feel about the story and the game. So to be short, like for example, the 3 last track of the games, it's like my own sensitivity on the story of the game. So when I write like the last song, it's for it's spoiler, but yeah, I think we should.
You can go spoiler, yeah.
Yeah. So when I write my team and write the lyrics at the end, it's really like what I feel for the characters. The same thing is for Verso for Au lendemain non écrit, with the song right before. And Une vie à rêver, with like the last song of the 3 11-minute tracks, it's like my own vision of the world, my own vision of the characters and the story that I put in the lyrics. So yeah, it's really, I put like all my soul in the lyrics and all the music.
And one song I really like on the soundtrack is called Lumière s'éteint.
Nuage à la dérive, lien en décrive, brume qui déteint, lumière s'éteint. Seul, sans secours, songe, sans contour, sombre, pour toujours, lumière s'éteint.
And it's like a poem, right? Like there's the music, but then there's a poem. Are you the one reading the poem? Did you write it?
Yeah. It was it's spoken word in French. It's called slam. So yeah, it's like talking and say some text. So I write the text for this song. I don't know if we tell like the story of the song, Guillaume.
Oh, you can.
You can. Yeah, at the start, this song was a song for the Gomage. So I create this song for the prologue of the game, for when Sophie will be dust. And the song was here like for 3 or 4 years. And at the end of the production, maybe 1 year before, we feel it was like too niche, too not enough universal for the players to have something like this on the gommage. So we put Lost Voices on it, and it was a really good decision because like Lost Voices creates really powerful emotions for the players. And so we have like Lumière Setin after, and we put it in the really cool lore place for that.
Okay. Are there some pieces of music or some fun stories from the music of the game that you want to share with us?
You have something, Guillaume?
Go ahead, I need to think. I didn't make the soundtrack, so you go.
No, but it can be like stuff like, oh, I really liked it when it did this or whatever. You know, anything that you like. Or Guillaume, for you, even about the game itself, like some details, some cameos or some like, I know there's a fun cameo at the start, which is like not safe for work. And it's there.
Oh yeah, no, it's, yeah. And actually, it's me doing the voice acting of this cameo. So,
oh my God, bro!
I never said it live, but now you have it.
That's amazing. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
That's hilarious, dude. Was that your idea to put it in there as well?
Yeah. No, a lot of stupid jokes are directly implemented by me, but also by Victor, our quest designer, on the Gestral village, like all the stupid stuff.
Dude, sac of patat.
Pretty much.
I was like, am I reading this correctly? Sack of potatoes? As an I'm like, yeah. I love this shit.
This is kind of stupid story, I can say. How we name the enemies in the game. It's the most random bullshit way to name anything in the game, really. It's just that Nico does a concept art, and we just look at it for 2 seconds, and we say like a French word that just inspires us coming from it. And like, for example, there is a big snake on the world map, like one of the super bosses, with just a house light as his head. And in French, he's called the serpent phare, which literally means
what the hell, bro?
Snake, house light. It's so dumb, but
snake lighthouse. What the?
Yeah.
Okay, that's very literal. And I can imagine like English players being like, "Oh yeah, that sounds so poetic." So
yeah, exactly.
And you're like, "No, it's a freaking lighthouse snake."
Yeah,
amazing.
Exactly.
I love grosse tête.
Yeah. Grosse tête literally means big head.
That's my favorite.
We love when Americans say grosse tête.
Oh no,
that's not how you say it. But
well, they try.
It's fun. Yeah,
they try. Lorien, anything you want to tell us about any moments of you scoring this game, or any story, any track?
I see you have like some tracks. For example, like Goblu was like maybe with Sirène, our favorite environment themes with Alice, because this one was really funny to create, Goblu, with the hang drum sound and all the backing vocals. And it's the first track we implement in the game for me. So it was a really cool moment to see this song live, and she give like an aquatic surrealist vibe that we really love, and it was really a lot of fun.
How did you come up with that? And like, it's this track right here, right?
Yeah.
When I heard this one in the game, I turned the PlayStation on, the computer off, Steam off, because I'm like, I need to go back and write music, because that inspired me so much. Like, that is so, like, from the beginning of the theme, which it starts without vocals, is so different. And then the vocals kicks in, and I'm like, wow, this is crazy. How did you come up, like, with the choices you made for, like, the aquatic vibe? Like, there's a sound that sounds like a sonar or something like that. Like, what was do you remember your thought process that went into this?
Yeah, I remember pretty well for this one. The start was the hang drum. So, like, I really wanted to do like a hang drum track because I really love this instrument. So I create like multiple layers of the hang drum. So it was like the backbone of the track. And then I try to find some sound I like. So I found the sonar sound. And it was really like a cool beat I love. So I add after like the kick and stuff like that. And I really love the vibe of it. And then I send it to Alice, and we really work on the voice to have this feeling coming from her. And like the backing vocal is like the name of the enemy of the Goblu. So it's Looster and Crueler. And yeah, it was like improvised on the recording session, and it was like so good and so it was amazing for us to hear that in the session.
It's one of those things that when you hear it, it's like you've known it your entire life, but you've never heard it before. Like it tackles like a very primal part of the brain. I don't know how you guys managed to do that, but that's amazing. And there's some other tracks you'd like to tell us about. Like what is the woodwind instrument on the Lune? Is that a clarinet?
It's a bawu.
Was that like so with the hang drum, the bawu, like are those contact libraries that you're using, or do you own the instruments themselves?
So the hang drum is like libraries.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's VST, and the bawu is a real player. It's Josh Plotner, who is really awesome on the tracks.
Amazing. That's one of my favorite themes, even though she's not my favorite character. Ciel is my girl.
What? Ciel?
Yeah, 100%. Like when it comes to the girls, Luna is great though. She's amazing. They're all very great and all very likable. Even the antagonists, who are not really antagonists anyway. Yeah. Any more musical tidbits?
Yeah. Maybe one track that I have not talked about it before. So it's kind of new things. At the start of the game, we have a track for the tutorial against Mael, who is called like Odraft Unites. And this song is like the edit of the real song of I White before, who is called Odraft Collides. And it plays at the last battle team of the game, right before the ending. It was really like the song I write like for Verso and Mael together. So if the player listen closely, you can really hear like the Verso team at the guitar at start, and then we can hear Mael's team, and like the whole song is the two team of the character that's playing and interwoven between them. I think it's like one of the favorite songs of Alice too. So it was really a cool moment for us to see like the start of the song right after the cinematic. You have a choice to make, and you have this song to play. And yeah, I really enjoy hear this song live.
Bro, that's fucking crazy. So that's the song that welcomes us in the game, and then at the end we hear it again because we're confronting her again, basically.
Yeah. The first song was Odraft Collides, who was for like Verso and Mael, and we edited at the start of the game.
Right.
Unite for Gustav.
That's really, fucking amazing. Like you should change your name to Lorien Let Me Cook Testard. Because this is like, Guillaume, did you like, obviously I bet it was Lorien's choice and he just told you, hey, what if we do this? And you're like, fuck yeah. Or did you ask for this specifically yourself?
No, there is a lot of things. It's just Lorien cooking.
He's like, hey, let's actually...
Yeah.
Dude, what the hell, man? This is like an amazing detail. Also, like, I love the ending. Like, it's really like an incredible masterpiece that leaves like such an incredible feeling. And by the end of this experience, both musically and in terms of gameplay, I felt like, wow, I can expect more out of games. You know, I really thought games of this magnitude were gone since the PS2 era. I was like, it's fine. We're never going to get the same level of insanity as Final Fantasy X. That's okay. But you guys...
That's what you say.
I got to play that, yeah. You're correct.
You have to.
Yeah, I got to play that.
I will force you to play this game. It's a
I
masterpiece.
I got to find time. But once... Is it like... Can you play it on Xbox One or something?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you can play it on any Xbox, I think.
Nah, I have to buy one.
Yeah.
Did you?
It's worth it just for the CDC. It's worth it.
All right, I'll keep that in mind. But guys, I can be here talking to you guys forever. But if you gotta go, that's cool. I mean,
I have to jump. But Lorien, if you want to stay, it's as you want.
which I can maybe like 10 minutes more if you want.
All right,
It's
let's do
okay
10
for me.
minutes with Lorien. Guillaume, thank you so much for joining us. Dude, again, thank you so much for like actually believing in the team as much as you have and believing in yourself as much as you have, because you've proven everybody how far passion can take like people, you know, because the echo that this game is having in the industry is staggering, you know, and I'm so proud of you guys. So thank you.
Thank you so much. That was not the intention. We just wanted to make our own game. Thank you so much for
That's
the
why I say
compliment.
that's the success. It's like the fact that you guys went out and made the game you want to play. That's the best thing ever. And also thank you for legitimizing Final Fantasy VIII, bro. I love that game.
Yeah, no, I will fight this fight with all the
Hell
FF8
yeah.
fanboys.
Hell yeah. Oh man, it's been a pleasure. And now
Yeah, same here.
and see you, man.
See you.
Cheers. Oh yeah, tell me everything you want to tell me about any piece of music from this game.
I think we can maybe continue on your track.
Oh sure, let's do it, man. So there are some that I don't even remember why I put there. Let's listen to it together. So there's this. Oh yeah, I know why I put this in here. Dude. Okay, so this is one of those examples of like, you know, the Gestrals having their own vibe, and most especially compared to the rest of the game soundtrack, you know. What is that lead instrument? How did you make that vocal thing?
Yeah, it's samples, but I work a bit on the samples to have these voices. But yeah, this track was like to try to have like a cheesy, funny song for the Gestral that surprise the player when you encounter like the Sac à Patate.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a funny song for me to create
It's incredible.
show,
Like, dude, the level of width, like the all the different genres that you are able to do and do well, by the way, that's like mind blowing, because like there's many composers who are generalists and they're able to do like, okay, I can do electronic music, I can do orchestral music and guitar stuff and stuff. But sometimes when we tend to be generalists, we're not excellent at necessarily anything. But for you, I think you excel at every one of these things. Like the electronic music production in the soundtrack is like fucking mind blowing, bro. And you know the orchestral stuff is crazy, and the guitar stuff, and you have stuff like the Lampmaster, who's like, what? You have an insane amount of versatility, my friend. That's what I'm trying to say. And that the Gestral track is one of those where I was like, okay, this is crazy.
Yeah, it's really I think like one song by one song. Like at the start of the project, I have like the whole world in front of me.
Yeah.
So I can really sense like the flow and the rhythm of each story and each element of the game. So I have like a whole vision, and then I can create like the track one by one to maybe like, have like some little painting here and here, and to create like the whole canvas. So it's really like that. I don't think about like style or different rules or anything like that. It's more like for this character, I think it's really cool to go in these directions. So it's more stuff like that.
That is always the best way to approach a game soundtrack, I find. Like you obviously, like as you said, it's a whole world, it's a whole universe, and it's not just my sound on the world. It's like you're trying to understand the world and characterize it how you hear it. At the same time, it has to be said, man, like the audacity and the confidence with which you tackle that is like amazing. Like it's something that has to be mentioned. Let's move on to this. I don't remember why it's there, but let's check it out. Oh yeah. Dude, what a vibe, man. Like, for all that people talk about, like, melodies, and I love melodies, man. Like, it's my favorite composer, Nobuo Uematsu, and stuff. But you've mentioned Hisaishi when we started talking. And Hisaishi is also well known for his melodies, but also, like, his harmonies and vibes are, like, unparalleled, right? When you write stuff like this track has this beautiful harp that is used as this, like, atmospheric element and stuff. So you're not just seeing the harp as like, oh, I'm gonna pluck it or whatever, but you're like, okay, what can this sound communicate? Like you understand the instrument beyond this norm, I would say.
For this track, it was coming from the harp first.
Mm.
So I have like fun to try to sound a bit strange and mysterious on the harp. So I tried like some arpeggios on dissonant chords and strange chords, and so it gave me like the structure of the tracks. And then I really love the piano sound I found, because we have like the voice of the pianist on the piano, and we can really hear like these strange men voices, like a bit eerie. So
wait, like you have vocals on the piano notes?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, it's like a really eerie voices, and I really love like the sound of each layer with the harp.
Yeah.
And I think it's create like a strange and mysterious atmosphere for the lake of the game.
I mean, it definitely does, dude. Let's move on to this track instead. That's a vibe, dude. Like, what was that? Was that like, what's the string instrument you use in there? How did this track come together?
I think it was nothing really special for this one. I think it's a violin standard.
Really?
Like
it sounds like a viola da gamba or something.
No, I think it's a violin standard, but play really, really high. And for this track, I play the guitar. So it was really my guitar on my phone here. So it's really raw sound, but I like it like for the village of Gestral.
Could not tell. I had no idea. Like it doesn't sound like raw at all to me.
Yeah, and yeah, it was like I wanted to share like the feeling that Ancient Sanctuary was given to me. So like a bit strange, but not really too far, because we are living at the village. So yeah, it was like to feel in the forest, in unknown forests, but the trip is ending, and we are arriving at the Gestral.
Okay. Dude, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about this track.
Yeah, this one is like it's the same than Rain from the Ground. If it's Guillaume that put it in the game.
No fucking way. Are you kidding?
Yeah,
really? Bro.
But, honestly, I think like Guillaume has saved like 3 or 4 tracks, and we talk about all them tonight. So it feels like a bit over the top. But yeah, it's like the...
Well, but like he saved some of the best. Literally. So was this another one that's like you wrote years before and then you let it go? And
actually this one was like a concept idea I wrote for We Lost, the starting project of the game. So it's really, really old, and it was like just to give like an opera dramatic strange feeling to the game.
Wow.
But yeah, it's like a song that Guillaume saved. But I will share like in the other direction. For example, like Guillaume hates accordion, so like it's me that I save like all the accordion song in the game, and I save like the meme theme and all the accordion in the game.
Very good.
So it's the two sense.
As I hear about the stuff that you saved, kind of both of you, I'm like, thank God that you guys worked together, because he saved some of your best ideas, and you saved some of your best ideas as well. Like the accordion tracks are amazing. There's one instrument I heard in the world map battle theme, which I'm like, you can't be serious. This is amazing. This one here. Like, is that like a harpsichord?
Yeah.
Bruh. God damn. Dude. This is like insane, bro. Like, the world map battle theme goes hard, right? Like it starts with a big orchestral sound, and I'm like, well, I'm sold already. But then the harpsichord kind of sets in. You always have these quieter parts of the battle themes, which sometimes end up being more interesting than the epic parts. Was that like? What was your thought process when you wrote that harpsichord passage?
Yeah, I try when I write battle teams to give surprise to the players. So if we are like always at the top of the battle team, it feels repetitive and the player could be tired of it. So I try to have like dynamics in the battle team to have like quite quiet and middle and high intensity. And so we have like interactive music in the game. So at the start of each battle theme, we play like the intense parts to help to gain intensity at the start. And then if the fight is draining out in length, we putting like the bridge part, the quieter part, and we like cut some intensity. And then for the end of the battle, we put like again the most fighting part.
I love also the way like the victory screen at the end of each battle, you have like a more like ambient version of the battle theme, right? That kicks in.
It was like all a custom edit by Raphael Joffre with like the music integrator of the game.
Amazing. And can you tell me a bit about this guy? What a banger, man. A person doesn't just wake up and decide to write a song like this, though. Like, can you walk me through what happened here? Like, the sax player is unhinged, but there's the double bass player as well, and those wow sounds are so cool.
Yeah. It was like a character team for me, so I really put a lot of time and thought to think about the characters. So for Monoco, I have like the intuition to go for saxophone tenor right at the start, because it like for me it was easy instruments. So I create like all the band under that ID. So yeah, double bass, battery, and all the band. And when all was done, we record Yuri Villar, who is the saxophonist of the game, and he's just insane. It's like, he's incredible. We record with him like all the saxophone tracks of the games, and like he has like a sound that is amazing. Like we just want to dance when we hear his saxophone. So it's really like it's all the credit for him. It's insane to have like this sound.
It is really cool. That's one of my favorite themes from the game for sure. But yeah, man, I have to let you go, I'm sure, but yeah. It has been an immense pleasure to get to talk to you and Guillaume and get to hear about your stories and how you saved each other multiple times. And
thank you really much to having us. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. And dude, once again, to people watching, buy the vinyl, buy the soundtrack, support this man, because video games are better for actually you being in them. Like you being a game composer, like that's such a big up to the whole industry. So man, thank you for contributing to games, and the same goes for Guillaume and the team. Like you guys created something really special, and I can't wait to see what you're gonna do next.
Thank you for the interview. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.